You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live, This Week. Featuring news and commentary on This Week in Black Hollywood. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host for Black Hollywood Live This Week, Derrial Christon.
What's up, everybody? You're watching Black Hollywood Live. I'm your host, Derrial Christon, and here joining me in the studios today are Alia Kruz. Say what's up, Alia.
Hello.
And DJ Jesse J.
What up?
On today's show, we're going to cover a variety of different topics, including Terrence Howard's love for Oprah's cleavage, Ciara's body parts, Zoe Saldana's defense against her role as Nina Simone, and Jay-Z saying that it doesn't matter if you're black or white when it comes to music. All right, guys, so we want to remind everybody to go to the buzzer meter question this week. The question of this week is actually, is Jay-Z and Beyonce a part of the secret society of Illuminati? You let us know and we'll read your results in next week's show.
Yes.
But before we get started again, I also want to read what the results were for last week's show, which the question was, are we over Chris Brown and Rihanna's drama? Now, you guys said yes to 84%, 5% said no, and 11% is undecided.
See, we are all done. We are over it. We are ready to move on.
I think people
so.
still want to hear it, though.
No.
We're gonna have to deliver it if anything happens like newsworthy.
The people have spoken. They're tired.
The people have spoken and they're tired. I get it. But speaking of news and spoken word, what do we have for trending topics this week, Jesse?
So this week, Ashanti is going to be joining Lifetime's Army Wives, and good for her. I mean, she's executive producing Fuse News. She has her own label that she's going to be releasing her new CD, Braveheart, and so she's also going to be on Army Wives. She's going to be playing a Latasha Montclair. Her character has 3 kids, and her husband's going to be in Afghanistan. So it's going to be an interesting storyline for Ashanti, and I mean, big ups for her.
I saw the clip of the show. It looked interesting. I mean, she seems like she's bringing a little spice to the role. And it said I think she has a couple kids.
Yeah,
as you was mentioning.
3 kids, and one of the kids has a disease that she's going to have to be dealing with by herself because the husband's in the army.
Well, good for her. I mean, the music, you know, we haven't seen her as much in the scene as of the last couple of years, but you know, this is a new breakout thing for her. So I applaud her for it.
Well, speaking of applause, Mel B is casted as the new host for America's Got Talent, along with Heidi Klum, and she did not receive an applause. They did their first audition in New Orleans the other night, and she got booed. Basically, it was a popular big brass band that was playing, and she just basically claimed, I don't like brass music, and the entire place, allegedly, the entire place went nuts. None of the other judges have tweeted anything about it, but, I mean, yeah, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but don't go to New Orleans and talk about you don't like brass music.
You know what, though? Okay, it's her opinion. I think they gave her maybe a little bit hard time with that.
Yeah.
And I think it's dope that she was sitting next to Howie, who's been doing the show for a long time, and he was there to console her. And shout out to Howie Mandel because you that dude.
Well, I got to go against the New Orleans people because I love me some Mel B, so she can't do anything wrong because her body is fire. So
because that's what it's all about. They were like, your body.
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, she can do whatever she wants to do. And she's Scary Spice. She's known for being outspoken. So don't we expect her to be outspoken and say what she really feels?
Yeah, so let her have her leg room. I think she should be able to have her own opinion.
But I mean, these audiences, they boo if you don't.
But it sucks though. If you're on the receiving end of a boo, that's like a horrible feeling to have. So
she probably
should do better. Let's go up from here.
All right, so Lenny Kravitz, I don't know if you guys heard about this. He was supposed to play Marvin Gaye in the new documentary. Basically, Marvin Gaye's son, I believe this was last year, December, was upset the fact, because him and Lenny are really good friends, and he was upset the fact that Lenny was going to play in the role because the movie is taking place about when Marvin Gaye was in Europe and during a rough time in Marvin's life. And his son didn't want Lenny, his friend, to basically portray that part of Marvin. So he threatened to sue, and I'm assuming that's why Lenny's not doing the movie. Jesse Martin of Law and Order just got casted, so he's going to be the new Marvin Gaye.
He actually looks the part, doesn't he? Like, we don't have a picture up here, but the guy from Law and Order looks exactly.
He does kind of have a similar look to.
He does too, but actually, I was going through a couple of the different pictures of Lenny Kravitz versus Marvin, and Lenny actually has a lot of the same movements as him. I don't know, it's really strange.
They'd have to do the same thing they're doing with our friend Zoe.
Well, what I'm confused about though is the fact that I also heard there's a third Marvin Gaye movie that's being released. Because I just read something literally before we came in the studio that Terrence Howard is portraying Marvin Gaye as well. So, and I think it's a Cameron Crowe film. So, I mean, how many films do we need for Marvin Gaye? I love Marvin Gaye.
I was just approached this weekend about producing another Marvin Gaye film, which is a documentary, but it's told from the perspective of his brother. So. Okay. I'll throw another one even in there.
Well, hey, I have a question for you guys.
Here come Bam.
Bam in the booth. With so many different movies for this Marvin Gaye, I still don't understand why Marvin's son why would he be offended that Lenny Kravitz is going to play? Because if Lenny doesn't do it, someone else is going to do it.
Well, it's because it's his friend, and for me, like if you the Notorious movie that came out about Biggie, Lil' Kim was pissed because they didn't check all their facts. So I'm sure they're not working with the son, and I think that's where he's upset and where he was going to bring legal issues in. You know, because if your friend's playing the role, it's kind of like, well, Derrial, how you gonna play my mama? And I don't think you play my mama.
Maybe he doesn't want to see, you know, that side played by a friend of what his dad, Marvin was the man, but Marvin had some serious demons as well. So maybe he doesn't want to see that side played out by a friend.
But it's also the reality. If you're gonna do someone's life, we want to see the good and the bad.
Well,
That's
maybe,
my opinion.
Yeah, but his son also might be wanting to promote one of the other 20 damn movies that are coming out about Marvin. Right. And so this could be screwing his wallet up. But I do want to shout out, if y'all got Netflix, check out the Marvin Gaye documentary on Netflix. There's only one, so you don't got to worry about searching for it. It's really awesome. So now I totally understand why.
I will add that to my list.
Everyone's coming out with a Marvin Gaye movie. Shoot. All right, but speaking about the getting off of that, Hally Berry, I'm super excited for this because y'all seen X-Men, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
So there was some drama where Hally Berry wasn't going to go back to X-Men for the third installment, but she's coming back for the new one. It's called... I don't know what it's called right now. Damn it. Days of Future and Past.
Days of Future and Past.
And I'm super excited. They got every single person who has ever been a part of X-Men to be involved in this film. It's even gonna have the people from X-Men First Class. So we're gonna go into a whole new X-Men saga. I'm a huge X-Men fan, so thank you, Hally, for doing this for me.
Thank you, Hally, for wearing that outfit for me.
yeah. Hally can wear anything, but she's got a lot of movies going on. She got The Call Out right now. She's doing this. I mean, I liked her in the original when she was first cast as Storm. I thought she was the most logical one to play the role. So it'll be interesting to see if where they take her with this next new film.
All right, so speaking of new films, have you guys heard of the new Terrence Howard and Oprah film, The Butler?
Yes.
Yes, we have.
So the story is about Eugene Allen, and basically he was a butler for the White House. He served 8 different presidents, and Terrence and Oprah have a love scene. And in a recent interview, Terrence explained, I mean, can you ever imagine sitting down having to make love to Oprah?
I've fantasized about Harpo a couple times.
Everybody has. Listen, are you kidding me? With that undercarriage, everybody has.
Anybody can hate as they want on Harpo. I think she's sexy, and it's not. I mean, it's just maybe it's the power, the money.
No. Oprah is like Mother Teresa. Like, she is an untouchable. She is like godlike.
Everybody's fantasized about her.
Don't let Oprah fool you.
I disagree. I mean, let's be real. When we look at Oprah Winfrey, we don't see sex symbol. We don't see, like, she's hot. She's not somebody that people want.
That's
I'm
true.
disagreeing with you, Bam. I'm
Straight
disagreeing
men
with you.
want to see Oprah if they have the chance to be with Oprah. They're going to be with Oprah.
I'm not talking about physical beauty. I'm just saying it's just like anybody else. Sometimes there's somebody who's sexy to you, and it's not necessarily the beauty. It's like just what they're bringing, and she brings it for me. So I'm not taking back my statement.
You know what, though? After seeing the picture that we have up here right now of Terrence and Oprah, I actually, because at first I was like, that's gonna be visually awkward, but looking at the picture, I can actually see it, and it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be very interesting. But basically, he said, "I loved her tiggle bitties,
I saw that,
rubbing in my face, making out with Oprah, Harpo, like come on."
And then also TMZ just has this thing that they just put on there about Oprah's breast. So they have this whole little like 1 minute video of just following Oprah's breast around. So you know she's got them.
She does got
She's
him.
got him.
Well, speaking of someone else who has some big ones, is Nicki Minaj, my homie for life. So Nicki Minaj is releasing a new clothing line with K-Mart. A lot of people are hating hard, but basically she said, she just did a press release out here in Los Angeles on Friday, and said, I wanted to choose K-Mart because I want to be, my barbs, I want to be able to reach out to them. I want them to be able to purchase something that's cool, stylish, and affordable. So that's why she chose Kmart over...
And cheap.
Yeah.
Super cheap.
Affordable. That way, you know, versus something high-end that it's expensive for them to buy. So she says it's not going to be cheesy. It's not going to be cheap. She actually is modeling a lot of her stuff after Alexander McQueen. So she's going to use a lot of animal prints, a lot of color blocking. And as we all know, recently, Nicki Minaj fired her whole styling team. She said, I'm done with the crazy. She said, I'm still going to give you a little bit of crazy, but she's been feeling sexy and romantical. That's what she said. And we've seen the new look, the blonde, straight hair. She's got the dark roots. And she's been wearing a lot of form-fitting clothes, you know, a little more classy. Alia, what do you think of her new look?
I don't know. I wouldn't describe her as classy and upscale. I mean, not to take away from her, I do think that she's a gorgeous girl. Still wouldn't say classy and upscale. No.
I mean, this is my thing.
Can I join in with you?
Yes, go ahead, Bam. Bam from the booth has got a statement to make.
I'd love to hear it.
Who's gonna buy her clothes at Walmart? At
people
Kmart?
who can afford it. Her fans. Her fans probably.
But we don't. If it's not pricey, we don't really buy cheap clothes.
I don't think that her. I think Nicki. I'm gonna say this, and this might be like a little wrong to say, but I think that Nicki's fan basis lies in the hood. Like those girls love her. Like love her.
And Kmart's are definitely in the hood.
But yeah, it's in the hood. But we don't like to shop.
But where is there a
Kmart?
But where is there a Kmart that's not in the hood? I don't know where there is a Kmart other than in the hood. I don't know.
No, I think Bam's saying that black people don't like to shop at Kmart.
And that's
that's him saying that's his opinion, and I would say she doesn't just have black fans. Sorry.
Well, not even just black people. At the end of the day, okay, yes, everyone, not just black people.
Yes,
everyone likes to purchase nice things.
When the last time you guys shopped at Kmart?
A couple weeks ago, to be quite honest, actually.
I haven't been. I don't know where there is a Kmart other than over like in the hood. I really don't know where there is one. That's the only reason why. I would go to Kmart.
I'm going to agree with Bam and say that black people might not necessarily, want to go in Kmart to shop because we do tend to sometimes we want to go to the more expensive shops to buy things. But on the flip side of that, her fans, like you said, are racially kind of made up in different...
I'm not saying... I never said anything about her fans being racially anything. I said that her fans might be in the hood. Didn't say if it was a Mexican or a black.
I'm saying that you're saying that she has a bunch of different races making up of her fans. Like, it's not just black kids that are her fans.
Yes,
but wait,
that's what I'm saying.
She has lots of different, and they might not have as much money. That's
but who's shopping at Sears? I mean, the Kardashians went with Sears to be for their brand.
They built
the
that
reason
brand.
is if Nicki Minaj can fully commit to this and put out some dope shirts, some dope headpieces. She has an accessory line that's coming out. If she can put out something that's dope, that's awesome for Kmart, and they need to be paying her some money because she's going to drive. Her fans are so loyal to her.
Yes.
That they will shop at damn Kmart.
She will be the standout brand at Kmart. That was really smart of her to say, you know what, I think I'll go to Kmart because my fans, they can afford this is what they're going to be. And it doesn't matter what race they're. It has nothing to do with it.
Not only that, Sofia Vergara has her whole brand at Kmart too.
Does she? Okay. Well, that's fine. I hear what you guys are saying.
Martha Stewart does too.
Let me say this.
Martha Stewart does too.
Do we really? I like Nicki Minaj a lot, but do we really feel that her clothes are going to be something that people really want to buy?
At Kmart, absolutely.
That Nicki Minaj's fans, absolutely. You want to dress like Nicki Minaj.
Absolutely.
Everyone's trying to get that style.
Her fans at Kmart, those teenage kids, a lot of teenagers are shopping at Kmart too. Let's just take the hood out of it. There's a lot of young people who get parents money and stuff to go to shopping. That's what their budget is. Yes, I want to look like Nicki Minaj.
I feel like a bunch of kids are going to be looking like clowns. like Halloween.
Well, we gotta see the line first.
Yeah, you have no idea. Look at her whole
I
style
think that
change.
if she comes correct with it, she could be the standout brand at K-Mart and really do something, make a lot of money.
Well, I hope so. Well, why don't we move on to another
All right, well,
body
let's
part?
not talk about clothes. Let's talk about body parts. Ciara released a finally, Ciara released a song. I'm a big Ciara fan, and she's been kind of disappointing past couple years with the music she's been putting out. She released a new song called Body Party, and it's dope. It samples Ghost Town DJs, My Boo, and I love it. Obviously, it was written by Ciara and Future, which really was written by Future. But it's a dope song. It's getting a lot of play. The fans are speaking out about it. Finally, she's got a nice little buzz. I believe the video to this is, hopefully it's going to be reminiscent of the video Promise. I'm hoping. I love that video.
I love that video.
But some people don't like it. Like Rihanna and her best friend Melissa Ford were in London, and there's a video that's going around Ciara singing My Body Parts in a bathroom. So Melissa Ford and Rihanna took a picture of them laying down in a bathroom and LOLing at Ciara Body Parts. I don't know. Some people were saying it was shade. Some people, I don't know. Ciara took it as shade. She in a recent interview, she was like, "That's silliness."
Who cares? Like, if they're talking about you, then that means that they're promoting you, and that means that you got something that they might want because they're taking time to talk about you. So, Ciara.
So you guys heard the song? Did you like it?
I thought it was hot.
I thought it was hot.
I wanted to see a video. After I heard the song, I actually went on YouTube, looking everywhere, Vivo, trying to find a video, but there's nothing yet.
You just want to see a video of Ciara regardless.
Right,
Let's just be real. Let's just be real. He's just half naked, or he's like, ooh, Derrial's face is like.
I mean, yeah, look at that cover. I mean, for those of you who can't see the cover right now, we're showing it in the studio, but definitely go to blackhollywoodlive.com and you can see it right now as we speak. But it's pretty sexy. I mean, the whole little black and white little thing with the little pillow or little blanket thing going on over the new body. I'm feeling her with that.
It's very Janet.
It's very Janet, but they all modify themselves after Janet. You know, she was the originator.
There
so.
he goes right here. I just hope that Future's going to produce your whole album. That's going to be released soon. One Woman Army, please. Okay, so going on to Rihanna now. Apparently, this is allegedly, Rihanna is asking Chris Brown to remove his Karruche tattoo. Thoughts? This is allegedly. We don't know if it's true or not. Is it crazy of her to ask him
No. It's so cheap to remove a tattoo. Like a single, like we're not talking 50 cent style where we do the whole body. It's really inexpensive relatively to just get one tattoo removed. He is light skinned. Like you'll be able to see it. Look how well you can see that. It would annoy me. Every time I'm with my man, it would kind of annoy me. Just get rid of it. Who cares?
Aaliyah, let me ask, why should he have it removed?
Well, he shouldn't, or I don't know. If it annoyed me, then bye. Take it off. If it's...
But why? Why?
Because every time I'm with, I don't want to see that. Like, bye. Like,
it is. It's another woman
annoying.
that
It's
I
just
had to
annoying.
compete with. I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
but at the same time, she could also look at it like, you know what? That was a part of his life. That's like if it was before him. But the thing is, they were together. Then they broke up. Then they're back together. That would annoy me because that was part of our chapters together. So I don't want to see that. If it's before me, I don't really so much care that it's on your body.
Well, that's what I was going to say. They go back and forth so much. Karruche, Rihanna, Chris.
And he's got enough money to take it off and put it back on if he feels like.
We need to find a three-way name for them pretty soon. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? But like they go back and forth so much that I see why Rihanna is probably pissed off.
Rakuchi Brown.
Rakuchi Brown. Wow, that's just nasty in so many ways. But
Rakuchi Brown.
I personally think that it should be something that he removes if he's committed completely.
Well,
to Rihanna.
wait. Now we're saying that it's cheap, but I mean maybe Chris Brown don't got it like that because the other day TMZ reportedly found a video. Do we have the video clip, Bim? Chris Brown was bugging out because he didn't want to pay $10 for the valet. Here's the clip. This poor little valet guy, what you're watching, gonna see him, and Chris Brown gets in his face.
We got the money, don't worry about it.
Chris Brown's in the blue LA hat. He's gonna turn this whole club up.
Let's go. We got let's go.
And then my favorite is the question they ask him at the end.
Yo, CB, man.
Let's go, back up.
Would you ever perform in North Korea?
No camera for me. Back
that's
up
classic.
for me, please.
All right, so this was for a celebrity bowling event at Pins in Studio City.
Studio City, yep.
And
the footage is from TMZ.
Yeah, it's $10, dude. Like, why are you bugging out? Like,
could you even decipher from that clip? Because I couldn't really.
Well, they had the script written underneath it, and basically what he was alluding to is that everyone on his team was like, "We got the $10. Don't worry about it."
Jesse, can I chime in? For myself, I'm actually a valet. I've worked for one of the biggest valet companies in LA. And let me just say for the record that a lot of celebrities don't tip, they don't pay. They feel that because of who they are, they shouldn't have to pay. So I'm not surprised that Chris Brown does not want to pay $10 measly for valet, because half of them do not like paying.
Could you see that clearly? Because I mean, from this clip here, I couldn't see that clearly.
I saw, yeah.
Good, yes.
Yeah, you could definitely see it.
But okay, so maybe he just didn't have like, I don't know.
No,
listen,
it's a
I'm gonna say
trip.
this. I live down the street from Penn's. All right, they don't charge $10 to park there. I've seen Chris Brown at Penn's before. He probably was pissed off because they don't charge normally, and now they're trying to charge $10 out of nowhere just because it's an event. I would have been pissed off when I go there all the time, and now they're charging $10.
Where they valet parked his car, could they at least gave him a tip?
Well, yeah,
I agree with you
agreed.
there.
And hopefully he's not being stingy. Hopefully you ain't being stingy. You know better than that.
No, but a lot of them are stingy. Like Bam said, I mean, I'm not going to call no names out, Keisha Cole, but a lot of people go and they pay with black cards and they don't tip. And it's like, you got all this damn money. Well, I don't know.
A lot of them do tip, though. A lot of them do tip. A lot of them do. You know, Dream is a great tipper. He's a fantastic tipper.
Great. Well, apparently Chris Brown can't afford $10 to pay for the damn car.
It's principle.
So you should have parked at the parking lot across the street.
It's principle. I got your back, Chris.
It's always classy. You always look more pimp,
but
and there's no reason not to. Absolutely.
All right, moving on from this.
No, but here we go. So, I mean, we talked about Chris Brown last week, causing trouble at the clubs. I mean, has Chris Brown really learned his lesson? But apparently he has, because we have Drake. The whole drama with Drake and Meek Mills. Apparently Chris Brown and Meek Mills have squashed their beef, and it was at the strip club WIP in New York.
Yep. Or WIP, I think.
Yeah,
yep.
they squashed the beef. They're cool, but it's not. And I thought maybe he's gonna turn a new leaf, maybe apologize to Drake. Apparently not, because last night at a concert, Chris Brown stopped in the middle of his show and said, "F Drake."
And they were in North Carolina together at the same strip club or something like that too recently, like just this week, right? Wasn't there some other information with that?
Well, I know Drake was in Canada, and he was on a radio show, and he did a 5-minute freestyle, and people are alluding to the fact that Drake was talking about Chris Brown in the freestyle. I don't know. It's like, guys, just get
at this point, don't you kind of think that maybe they're just like, hey, it's something that's going to make the tabloids. Hey, F you, Drake.
Like,
you know what I mean? Like, it's not even anything else.
Hey, Rihanna's got some good stuff, and she keeps cats in fights.
I don't think Drake wants Rihanna like that anymore at this point. I don't know. That's what y'all going with?
That's what I think.
I'm not going with that. I'm going with the attention, whatever it might be. And like, maybe Drake, I'm not really scared of Drake, and I'm not really scared of Chris. We could keep throwing shots at each other and keep each other relevant. Well, I mean, not that you aren't relevant and you aren't making great music anyways, because y'all both are, but just to stay in the mix.
Well, and wasn't the whole thing too with Meek is that, allegedly he was the one who threw the bottle at the club last year. Yeah. So now they're saying that it really wasn't him, that it was actually still part of Drake's camp. So Chris, I think I read something that Chris said because of that fact that he wanted to kind of, squash the beef a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, obviously not.
Sure, whatever. I don't know. I'm over it. It's more like the Rihanna Chris Brown thing. Like, I could care less, really.
Enough is enough.
I'm glad you're being cool with Meek Mills, but can you be cool with the valet guy? Just give the man $10. I'm still on $10. But if you guys want to download Drake, Chris Brown, any type of music, well, while you're doing that on iTunes, please search Black Hollywood Live under the podcast and download, rate 5 stars, and leave a comment. If you leave a comment, might give you a little shout out on the show. But please support us on iTunes, Black Hollywood Live. Subscribe, rate, and leave some comments for us. Leave us some love.
Now, all right. Now, Aaliyah, what rumors and gossip do we have?
Well, before we get into that, we do have a special guest on the line.
Oh, surprise guest. Love those.
We got, who is it? Shorty Mac on the line? Rapper Shorty Mac?
Yeah, what's up? What's happening?
What's going on, man?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling, just rolling through Ventura, you know what I'm saying? Looking at a couple of spots, though. But, yeah, keeping it real swanky.
Well, thank you for calling in. Have you been listening to the show?
Shout out to Aaliyah. You know what I mean? Real talk. We out here. What's happening now?
That's what's up. I love you, baby. Okay, so not like that, no. But I mean, we got love for each other. So look,
I know you do.
you know what I'm saying? It's been some history, whatever. We dealing. So look, what do you got to say today, Shorty Mac? What do you want to say? You got something to say versus what is it? Swag versus swanky. I'm seeing something come up here.
Yeah.
Make your point.
Yep,
make your point. I gotta
know.
keep it pushing. Going to my segment, honey.
Okay. Well, what I'm basically want to let you know what I'm saying. Why I say swanky is better than swag, all day, is because, all right, like we have Michael Jordan and Pippen. Everybody knows that story. They were, they were together, won championship rings. See, Pippen he had that swag, but Michael Jordan was swanky, and that's just the best way to, represent it. You know what I'm saying? Swag is cool, but it ain't nothing like swanky. You can have swag for so long, but swanky is a certain type of elegance that just it's a lifestyle. It's forever.
So it's
swanky is a lifestyle.
So do you think that the word swag is actually starting to get played out?
I think that the word swag is just overdue, and now people are just using it for no reason. You can have a bum on the street, and you be like, oh, he's got swag.
Right.
What are you talking about? You know what I mean? This is out of control. You know what I'm saying? You can have somebody wearing a snake hat. You know what I mean? I mean, an actual snake as a hat.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Like, he's got swag. No, man. That's just ridiculous. So, you know what I mean? You can't do that. You can't fake the funk with swanky. It's either you're swanky or you're janky. Period. There's no in between.
No in between. Either one or the other.
Yeah, I kind of knew that swag was going out when I was at CVS. I think it was like CVS or Walgreens or something, and they had hats, and some of them said YOLO on it, and the other one said swag, and I was like, oh no, CVS, Walmart, like, and we getting down to that.
I knew when I saw it in Us Weekly, I was like, oh, it's mainstream.
Now, I heard a rumor that some people are saying swag means something else or stands for something else.
Shorty, you got something on that?
We lost him.
Oh.
Hung up.
Apparently, swag, the people are saying...
So they're saying it means secretly we are gay, and they're like meetups. I don't know. I haven't read the article, but I've heard this. I
don't know.
Well, I don't know, but speaking of secrets, that's a perfect segue for your news and gossip for this week. Or gossip and rumors, I should say. What you got for us, Aaliyah?
I don't have any secrets, so to speak, but I do have some allegedly with Aaliyah. And enough is enough. And that's according to Carrie Hilson. She has had enough with the Beyonce fans because supposedly they feel that she has a beef with Beyonce. And Carrie has gone on the record saying, no, I don't have a beef with Beyonce. And she just felt like the Beyonce fans are almost like attacking her. And
it's been going on for so long, this beef, and I mean, it was what was it we were talking about earlier, the juicy red carpet or something like that.
Oh yeah, the juicy red carpet where she was allegedly, well, not even allegedly.
No,
she did it. I saw the video. She was asked. Well, they asked a bunch of celebrities to hold up the Juicy magazine and just give a shout out to it. And Jay-Z and Beyonce were featured on the cover. When Carrie was actually approached to do it, she looked at the magazine. And she said, "Who is this?" First she acted like she didn't know who that was, and then she threw crazy shade and just said, "You know what? I'm not going to do it." But she gave a shout out to Juicy, but she wouldn't hold the magazine up for them. So it goes back. And my thing is, do not compete with Beyonce. You will get shut down.
Yeah, I mean...
And I know she had all the lyrics.
She should not be thinking that at all, that she's competing with Beyonce.
Well, you know, she had the beef with the whole, Turning Me Out song, and she wrote the lyric about Beyonce, allegedly the lyric about her, and her writing a lot of her songs and not getting credit for it. But you know what, Carrie, I mean, you know, you started it, so you don't... The way I see it is, I love Carrie, but don't play the victim now.
But can you imagine those fans? Those fans are relentless. It's like the same thing as having like Justin Bieber fans on your back. Like it is enough. She already had her payback. That's the way I see it. No. So regardless,
listen, those beehives. That's what they call them. The beehives. The beehives will buzz you.
Wait, no. Beyonce said it best. Don't put your hand in the beehive because you bitches will get stoned.
Exactly.
Well. Speaking of queen bees, of course, Kim Kardashian, you know, she's been known to be doing her swirling, but now her little sister Kylie is taking after her, and she's out with Jaden Smith. She's a year older than him. They were seen out in London dating, and it has been confirmed that they are a couple, the new young power couple on the block. And I think that they're cute together and that they're young and that, you know, I think it's too soon to speculate anything other than they're young and they're having fun and they look cute together.
But here's my question. All right. Here's my beef.
What? You don't think they look cute together?
No, they do. I was just going to say, Other than Courtney, they all are down with the swirl.
And
they get the swirl on.
And what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. But my beef is this. They're both, or he's in London he was there for Justin Bieber's birthday party, right?
That's correct.
Why is she there? Did he, is she allowed to fly with
that
him?
Wasn't said.
No one said that. When I read the articles, it didn't say anything about. No, I'm just saying, she could just roll to London just because he's a Smith.
I don't know. It wasn't said in the articles that I read. I read a couple articles. It wasn't said, but I do know that other people planning to maybe move to London would be her older sister, Kim. And, of course, Kanye.
No, Paris.
In Paris. So, still overseas. So maybe she was taken along. Who knows? Who knows? But it's rumored that she's ready to quit reality and that Kris, according to the National Enquirer, so I don't know how credible that is, but apparently Kris Jenner is livid that she's going to quit reality and she's threatened to sue her if this takes place.
That's a publicity stunt.
The seriousness of it, I don't know.
I saw an interview where she said that this was going to be her last
But
season.
you say it's you say that? Okay, maybe
Jay-Z retired, twice already?
Yeah. Okay, maybe she's not done. If that's the publicity stunt, I get that. But I could understand at the same time if Kris was kind of upset because that is her bread and butter. I mean, that's the main breadwinner of them.
Yo, if she was smart, here's my marketing plan for you, Kim. And I'm sure Kanye's already on.
I'm sure he's on top of it.
On top of this,
literally.
Kanye has taken Kim Kardashian and made her more elegant. He's dressed her in different clothes. We've seen on the reality show. He literally went in her closet and was like, "Nope, throw it away, throw it away, throw it away." He's bringing her to Paris, the capital of Europe. Period. The capital of fashion.
Right.
If he gets her swag up and she really focuses on her clothing line, I don't know. I could see a really strong power couple.
Oh, yeah.
I'll give you that.
They could be sick. They could be really sick.
So she doesn't need reality TV because she's going to be banking in fashion. Hopefully.
That's true. And she has to stop reality at some point anyways. And at what better time than when you're... I mean, I'm not opposed to people having their kids on reality. I know it goes back and forth. But still, if they wanted to do that now, then I think it's a good time to
I just don't believe it.
Okay.
I don't believe it. I think that it's something temporary. I think it's because she's pregnant right now. She'll focus on this clothing line while she's there, and she will pop right back up in reality TV to promote her new clothing line, and it'll be called Kardashians in Paris, whatever.
But she's got such a big brand that if she does do the clothing line, like he was saying, and wants to come back in 5 years when their child is 5 years old and maybe they have another one, they would be just as welcomed into the reality world and have no trouble getting a show then, too. So I wanted to say that during this whole little segment, before I end up my rap, Shorty Mac did call back. I did hit up, and he was unable to get through, but he did want to say swankyitsalifestyle.com. You can buy your swanky t-shirts. Gotta give the plug to the boy. We love you, Shorty Mac. You doing your thing. All right, that's what's
all right.
up.
Well, speaking of other plugs, shout out to everyone watching us right now. And if you guys are enjoying this, then you will definitely love AfterBuzzTV.com. Basically, we are your post-game wrap-ups for your favorite TV shows. So if you love the Kardashians, we're probably covering it. We also cover shows like Scandal, Deception, Real Housewives of Atlanta, and many, many more. You guys, AfterBuzzTV.com. Hit us up on iTunes, download, rate, subscribe, leave us comments, and find your favorite TV show and stay tuned.
AfterBuzz.
AfterBuzz. AfterBuzz. And Jesse, speaking of comments, I'm going to head over to some news and gossip comments because I have our man Adam Carolla, radio host, who recently had the California Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom on his show, and they were discussing a variety of different topics from government insufficiencies to poverty to minimum wage when the conversation started to get a little heated and it became more about race and racial makeup and this and that. One of the things that was said is that Newsom stated the fact that half of African Americans in the state of California and half of Latino families have no access to checking accounts or ATMs, which Carolla then commented back about saying, well, why? He wanted to know why basically he was using those two statistics and why the focus was that African Americans and Latinos seem to not be as advanced as other races such as Armenians and Asians. And we have a little clip, I think, that I find really interesting. Can you
Father, stay at home, raise your family, do your homework with your kids, put an emphasis on education, like the Jews, like the Asians, and let's see what happens to the problem in 20 years.
I just
how many of you are at the check cashing place.
What I don't like is then the sort of assertion within the statement. It's what you're not to suggest that the Latino community doesn't value those same things or African. I just don't accept that.
Well, they don't value it to the extent that some other groups do.
No. Yeah.
You don't agree with that?
Your opinion.
I think statistics back me up.
Yeah, well, I think it's a much more complex issue.
That's not that not complex at all.
With respect to discrimination, particularly against African Americans, 75% would bear out
of
different complexities. It requires, I think, a different analysis.
Black kids grow up without a dad.
I think it's disgraceful.
Right.
Yeah.
And it makes some impact.
It has a huge.
So when I initially read this article about this back and forth between Adam and Newsom, I initially was a little bit upset with Carolla. But after hearing it, I realized that he sort of was slightly just stating certain facts about the makeup of the black community and the black family. What he's saying is that fathers need to be around more in the family, and that we need to focus on that portion with Latinos with our education. And that will help with a lot of the poverty and minimum wage problems that we're having in America. Now, I agreed with him to his point of what he was making. I did not agree with the way that he delivered his point, because it's not just first of all, it's not just a black and Latino issue, first of all. And then second of all, we already know that economically our life there's more African Americans in the world, so there's probably going to be a bigger number of African Americans and Latinos who are more poverty stricken just because of the number of people in the world versus other races. Right. And I just felt like his statement was it was just a little bit too black and white to be blunt. No pun intended. I thought he was just making it has to be like this, and the black man in the family will solve all the problems, and
it's not the reality.
It's not the reality.
It's not the reality.
This must be real.
Bam from the booth. Bam has come out of the booth for this topic right now.
Crossed, he looked
my
mad.
arms crossed. Well, let's talk about the governor and his comments.
Right.
Adam kept asking questions. Why? He was never able. He skated around. He was never able to answer the questions. So I think Adam was coming off because he was angry and upset that Governor Newsom was not answering the questions, which now made him hostile. Mm-hmm. But I do agree with you, Derrial, in the sense that that's not the reality, and not just the black homes, but in black homes, white homes, Latino homes. That's a problem everywhere. So by saying that fathers need to be home and be with the kids and do the homework, that is not the reality in every culture. No. And as a parent myself, it's kind of like you're the wrong person to speak on that topic.
Right.
I mean,
I agree. Oh, go ahead.
Growing up, I worked at the Boys and Girls Club, and I mean, I guess it's different sections of America wherever you are, and the kids I watched were either Native American or white, and they came from broken homes.
Right.
Actually, the African American kids had better homes than them, so I think it's just they're being stereotypical to either what he sees in the media and what he was judging him off of.
And Jesse, really quick, can I just say something about the checking accounts? Like, I live here in the Valley where there's a lot of black and Latinos, and there's a lot of us in the banks that have bank accounts.
Exactly.
So that was a really ignorant statement to say.
I agree. Oh, go ahead, Alia.
Well,
you look like
he may have worked at the Boys and Girls home. I lived at the Boys and Girls group home. So I will say is that, there is, it might be a bigger problem in certain ethnicities, sure, but yes, I think I'm not positive on this, but I think like the percentage of Jewish homes is like 7%, whereas African American is more than 3 times the size of that in the United States. So it is. I get what your point is, Derrial. But at the same time, can we get a round of applause for Adam Carolla? I'd like to get a round of applause for him right now.
Why?
No, why? Why do you want to give him applause?
I want to give him a round of applause.
Even in the booth, they didn't give him a round of applause. So what's your reason for this?
My reason for the round of applause is because Adam Carolla has the leading internet show, period. Point blank, we hear it all the time. More like Adam Carolla, more like Adam Carolla, get the ratings like Adam Carolla.
Top podcast.
Okay. Top podcast. So thank you, Adam Carolla, for giving us some more ratings right now. We're following your lead.
Oh, I get it now. Gotcha.
Got it. I got
Thank you for being an asshole this week. Thank you, Adam Carolla, for being such an asshole.
Do you agree with him or
week.
disagree with him?
I don't agree or I think that I disagree with the way that he said it, although I don't think that Adam Carolla is a racist at all. I really don't. I think that he was talking, you know how it goes. Sometimes you say things that you don't mean it that way. I don't think that he's a racist because it. Was it an ignorant statement? Yeah. Are you an asshole for saying it? A little bit. But if I see you, it's all good. I'm not tripping off you. I don't think he meant it that way.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think that he's racist.
I think he had good intentions, in fact, actually.
And thank you, Bam, for your comment, too. That was much appreciated.
What do you think as far as the parenting? I mean...
you know what? Listen, once again...
Jewish people, are they just like the epitome of like, oh, they have great
Of course
parents?
not. Of course not. He must have had a good family. That's what
I'm saying. That's an ignorant
comment.
statement. I grew up in Ohio. I grew up around a lot of multicultural kids, black, white, whatever, who had both their family members in their house. I'm going to specifically talk about black kids. Most of my friends had both of their parents in the house. You know, I'm tired of hearing this whole statement of that everything is just a single home. I get it. There are a lot of single moms who are raising kids, but you know what? I also think that we need to stop using that so much.
Black, white
issue.
Jewish, Chinese.
Yeah, I mean,
a deadbeat dad is a deadbeat dad. I don't care if you're an
It doesn't
Asian
matter what
Mexican
race
or
you
whatever
are.
the
It's
heck
not
you
just
are.
a black man's problem. So that's why his
No, it's
statement
not.
to me pissed me off. You know, so that's what it is. But we'll move on from that.
Speaking of interracial families.
Speaking of interracial families, Latoya Jackson I call it pimping her kids or pimping her nieces and nephews. She actually has taken Michael Jackson's kids, Prince, Paris, and Blanket, under her wing, and she's managing their careers. So, as we know, we talked about this on the I think we were talking about this a couple weeks ago, where Prince is now on Entertainment Tonight. He's a young correspondent on the show. Latoya apparently had all the power of doing that. They said that she was almost like a momager. She was on the stage with him, watching him perform. Even when he didn't want to do it, she was the one who talked to him and really encouraged him to go on Entertainment Tonight to be the correspondent. And then we have Paris, who we know and we've heard wants to get into acting and singing. And apparently Latoya has placed her in a movie, and which movie's going to be coming out this year. And she's also helping her with an album that's coming out. Blanket, I haven't heard about yet. Blanket might still be, working on a project, but Latoya has been pimping out those kids. And she also is in talks with OWN right now for her reality show called Life with Latoya. So,
why is that pimping though?
And speaking of pimping?
I'm going to get to that. This is why it's pimping to me.
Oh, okay.
It's pimping to me because of the fact that technically, I just feel like she's been the quiet one during this whole Michael Jackson family feud with the kids. Paris fighting Janet. The brothers fighting the mom on who's holding the kids. And an insider in even one of the articles I said, a family insider said that Latoya's kind of slowly slid her way into the family and taken over the kids. And she gets 15% of everything that the kids do. So I do kind of feel like she might be manipulating.
15%
she gets 15%.
So low for a manager's standpoint that I almost think that says nothing about pimping, because my manager
But she
gets
pimped
more
herself into getting a reality show too, Life with Latoya. I mean, this is all coming out of her entertainment company, which is J-Tail Entertainment Enterprises.
By the way, shout out to black dads, because Michael Jackson was very involved in his white children's life.
Hey, Derrial.
Yeah.
The kids come from a musical entertainment family, so it's in their genes to eventually want to lead into that. So wouldn't you want someone like Latoya or a family member to manage them rather than have some Joe Blow who can potentially put them in harm?
Well, adding on to what he's saying,
that's correct, but please come in with your bing, 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 bam, bam.
No, but adding on to that is we don't know what is going on with the Jacksons. We've never known what really happens behind closed doors. I mean, I remember when, the whole thing was going on with the kids and the Jacksons, and you saw Paris in the driveway yelling at Janet, and Janet getting pissed off at her, and her throwing the phone. We don't know what's happening.
Well, a lot of them are banned from the house now, too.
Right. So I mean, we don't know what's going on there. So, for me, I can't really say anything about Latoya, because she seems cool, on Celebrity Apprentice and what I've seen of her, but there are probably secrets in this family that cannot get out, that everything needs to stay in the family. We can't just put these kids with somebody who isn't going to make sure that they're not raised a Jackson.
And I agree with you, and there's secrets in every damn family, but this is my point of where I disagree with you and I disagree with Bam, is that let me give you a little history of Latoya Jackson. I don't know if she's the best person to be managing kids.
Wait, before you say who would you say should be out of the Jacksons?
Honestly, I would probably give it to I would say Tito, or Marlon.
On what grounds?
I don't know them personally. I can only speak from just looking at them and seeing who, like even when they had the Jackson special, they seem really normal to me. Latoya has never seemed loyal to me. I mean, normal to me.
Oop,
let me.
Freudian slip.
I know, right? Let me. I know. I'm gonna give a little history. This is the same, and this is no big deal. This part, but I'm just gonna run down a couple things. This is the same woman who ran a psychic hotline. She accused her brother of being a pedophile, Michael, who she is watching his kids, by the way.
She took back.
Taking back and accusing, she's still accused. All right, accused her father of abuse.
Well,
allegedly, she said her late husband.
She's not the only one who accused her father of abuse.
That's fine, but allegedly, she also said that her late husband, Jack Gordon, tried to pimp her out for $1,000 to Mike Tyson. She also has quoted in saying that Michael's chimp, Bubbles, talks to her.
$1,000? Did you just say?
Excuse me, $100,000. Excuse me,
I was going to say, damn, I would've.
So this is not to me the ideal person that should be the signature head of raising your kids.
But these people, all of them, every single Jackson is underneath the scrutiny, this umbrella of this impossible standards to live up to. And so everything that they say is going to be taken out of context, just like Adam Carolla's. So just the same way it's going to keep, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know. She might have said that to every 100,000 things she said that was amazing and brilliant and Mother Teresa-esque. Okay?
And
you guys know that
to those points, honestly, the only one that I am going to say like that was kind of effed up was her accusing her brother. Other than that, do I think that her ex might have tried to pimp her out to Mike Tyson? You know what? In this day and age, I sure wouldn't doubt it. I mean, we've heard some damn stories ourselves about some people trying to be pimped out. So, I mean,
I just don't trust that she's the best person for the job. And great that she's getting them work, but somebody else
only
needs to co-manage them with
them.
it. But
and if that was the case,
she's only taking 15%, which
she
is
needs
super
to go.
dope.
The kids need to go live with Janet and her new man.
I agree.
Well, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But that's just my intake on that entertainment family. But speaking of another person who's in entertainment is our girl Zoe Saldana, who's catching a lot of heat right now because she, of course, we know last year got cast to be the lead character or lead role for Nina Simone, the famous jazz and blues singer who was also a civil rights activist. And there's been a lot of uproar with this story because obviously we know Zoe is a Latino and African-American woman mixture, but she has more European features. So a lot of people are really upset that they cast her as this role when all these other black actresses who are out there could play this part who look more like Nina Simone. Originally, Mary J. Blige was cast, but she had to back out for other reasons. But, you know, even Nina's daughter went on record and said that, you know, she didn't think that this was the best casting for the role. She said that, in quote, she said that her mother, let's see here, I have a quote from her. She said that her mother basically, I don't even have it in front of me, but she said that her mother basically had gone through a lot of struggles with just trying to be an artist during that time period when she was a singer, and she had a lot of kickbacks because of her African features, her wide nose, her big lips, and she just does not feel that Zoe captures that. And this is the thing, they have to put on so much makeup for her just to even look like her. I love her, but I don't think it was a smart casting.
All right, but this is what we had the same discussion about TLC, and everyone's flipping and screaming and arguing about the TLC cast. They argued about the Notorious movie, that these people, you're not going to get someone who looks exactly like them. And to me, I mean, my first thing wouldn't be based off of that, because if you can make anyone look like anyone, I get that, you know, there are black women out there and we should be giving, you know, the roles out to them. But at the same time, like, how was her audition? Does she act like her? You know, it's to me, it's more about the talent. If you can mentally make me believe that you are this woman versus visually, because you can put a girl that'll look like her, but is she really going to give you that essence?
I hear you. I just think that, not to cut you off, Lee, I'm gonna let you get to your point, but I just feel like
Kanye.
I know I'm very Kanye. You're very Taylor Swift right now. No, but I just feel like, you know, actors, it's hard for black actors to get roles as it is. So why take out of that? Why not going to that pool and pull from that talent versus taking from another talent?
Is Nina Simone a big enough character in this day and age to draw a huge audience?
I think a lot of people will be interested in this story.
But causing controversy, putting a little controversy in there and getting an actress that could play the role and do a good job.
Well, listen,
building up the story.
I hear you, but I'm not the only one who feels this way. There's 10,500 signatures out right now petitioning for them to recast this role.
Like, you know what? 10,000 people is not really that much. I mean, there's a poll out there that says 10,000 people hate Anne Hathaway. I mean, it's 10,000 people. I think I understand what you're saying. Is it that big a deal?
You know what? I'm going to reserve judgment. I really have truly no judgment until I see her portrayal.
Yeah.
Because at this time, you don't know how great a job she did. And like you said, talent has no color. It doesn't matter. If you can put yourself into that role and play it and fulfill it, then more power to her. And I feel sorry for her that she has to like deal with this BS. But at the same time, should they have gone for an African-American actress first? Abso-freaking-lutely. Yeah, they should have.
Well, just to kind of end this topic, but one thing that Saldana mentioned, because it has hurt her feelings that so many people are giving her such a backlash. She said, what keeps me focused and what kept me from getting stressed from being hurt by the comments is I'm doing it for my sisters. I'm doing it for my brothers, and I don't care who tells me I am not this and I'm not that. I know who I am, and I know what Nina Simone means to me. I did it all for the love of my people and my pride of being a Black and Latina woman, an American woman. That's my truth.
And if you can't respect that, then Derrial,
I respect it. I just still think it's the wrong casting, but I respect it. All right. So moving on from that. So speaking of casting, Dennis Rodman was cast in an HBO documentary that will be coming out very soon.
I cannot wait.
I cannot wait for this train wreck. You don't even understand. I'm so excited for this craziness from Dennis Rodman. But it's going to be appearing on HBO in a variety of different series under the document. But he recently traveled to North Korea, and he was there filming with a couple of the Harlem Globetrotters for part of the documentary, and they were also playing a friendly game of hoops against the Korea's Dream Team. Now, two odd besties that became friends there were Dennis Rodman and the North Korea leader Kim Jong-un, who if you guys once again go to blackhollywoodlive.com, you can see the actual picture right now. But they're chilling at this basketball game watching it, and apparently Kim Jong is a huge basketball fan, so he fell in love with Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman fell in love with him and tweeted, "I am honored to represent the U.S. I am not a politician, but North Korean people are basketball fans. I love everyone, period. End of story."
Just imagine the conversation going back between these two. Hey, you got the women? Hey, I got the money. You got the women? Yeah, I got the money. Imagine those two.
And the funny thing is, apparently they were saying that this is Kim's first interaction with an American. Can you imagine that Dennis Rodman is representing for us in North Korea?
Well, it's interesting, too, because I know
they look like a good match.
In the news lately, there have been talks about North Korea bombing us, and all Dennis Rodman basically said was, hey, all he wants Obama to do is give him a call. And I mean, that's just the most chillax thing for you to say to the politician. I mean, this to me proves that first of all, anyone can be damn friends. But the fact that Dennis Rodman went over and made peace with North Korea, like, you go, boy.
Well, the funny thing is, he even gave a suggestion to Obama because, as we have seen in the news, there has been tension between the U.S. and Korea. And Dennis basically sent a note out to Obama saying, listen, buddy, you just need to come out here. You guys, you and Kim Jong can play basketball or go to a basketball game, and it'll end all these conflicts between the two. So I think it's a great suggestion.
I mean, if that works.
You know what? At the next Lakers game, let's just sit Kim next to Beyonce and Jay-Z, and we'll just call it a day.
Speaking of Jay-Z, great intro. So Jay-Z was recently at the University of Arizona. He was doing a show with Third Eye Blind, the rock band, and also Kelly Clarkson. And he said he had an epiphany. He said that during the show, he was like, wow, he said he was performing. He was sitting there with Kelly and Third Eye, and he was like, this is amazing. These people are so different, all three of us. We come from so many different backgrounds. And he said his epiphany was that he thought about how there really is no black or white music anymore. He was saying that everything now is just music. If it's good music or bad music is how it's defined versus a black and white music. What do you guys think about that?
Same thing as talent with the whole same thing as talent. Talent is talent. Music is music. Talented people are just going to be respected. It doesn't matter. Race is like, if we can poke fun at it a little bit, I think that's just fine. I mean, really, that's not the depth of who we are. That's not our souls.
Well, I mean, I understand how it still continues because of our history here, especially here in America. But all right, last night I went to a Robin Thicke show, and Robin Thicke, white boy. But when I tell you, every single person was jamming to Robin Thicke last night, and I mean, then it turned into hip hop music, and then we got house music, and I mean, people were consistently dancing the entire night. And I mean, I'm a DJ, so there is no blend. I mean, it really depends on the crowd. It depends on the area you grew up in. So I totally agree with you.
Humor, music, and talent.
And listen to Kelly Clarkson.
It's those three things.
But let me ask you guys this, because obviously we always are going to be defined on who we are as a race. I mean, it's never going to probably really change. It might get better, but that's just the reality of things. So when it comes to music, do you think that by a statement like saying that there's no black or white music, do you think that takes away from us in the future of sometimes just having our own music, like having black music or having music?
Here's why. His wife, Beyonce, is Beyonce white music or black music?
She's both. She's pop music.
And here's the thing, but little black girls will be able to look up to Beyonce and say, hey, I love Beyonce because A, B, C, and D. And a little white girl's going to be able to look at Beyonce and say, I love Beyonce because A, B, C, and D. They have their own reasons. They have their own... They look up to them and respect them as idols. I mean, that's how I look at music. I have my own visions of why I love Jay-Z, and I'm sure some will be the same as you, some will be different. Yeah. I just think at this day and age, yes, please stop saying black and white to things. Let's just make everything, just throw it all together.
Just one big Benetton
see what we can
color.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I feel you.
Michael Jackson said it best.
It doesn't matter if you're black or white.
It don't matter. Anybody got time for that?
All right, you guys have any more news and gossip for this week?
That is all for today.
Well, where can everybody be found?
At Alia Kruz, AliaKruz.
At DJ Jesse J.
And you can find me at Derrial Christon. Next week, you got to join us. We're going to have Boris Kojo in the house, Real Husbands of Hollywood on BET. He's going to be here sitting with us for news and gossip, and we're going to do an intimate portraits interview with him afterwards. So definitely stay tuned for that. Next week, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And we'll see you then.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Derrial Christon, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network. If you have questions or comments, tweet us at BHL Online or email us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. For more exclusive content, visit blackhollywoodlive.com. This has been a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network. The views expressed here are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.